Hello there, this is CANWAN Kenan from Kenan Plays, and today we're going to play part 17 of Burokku Girls. Alright, I think we chose the light side and let's continue the story. Well, you're not the first one, the Underworlders have done this too, remember? Yep, I remember. Thinking of the Ducklings, Takeshi, and try to remember what they used to be people like you or me. People who could choose between darkness and light. You're not the first person we brought back from the darkness, and I sure hope you're far from the last. True. But what they went through after we brought them back gave them back their minds. They had to live with a lot worse than seeing whatever evil their minds could cook up. They had to live with the fact that they actually did all of it. Well, that's true, Takeshi didn't do anything bad. I thought of Ducklings and of the horror I had watched them unleash upon the people of his world. I thought of the village I had seen being turned to darkness, and of his people and how their sanity had been ripped away. And I thought about what it would be to wake up from that nightmare only to know that every horror that had taken place in it was real. That's what made the Underworlders happy, debasing us, humiliating us, and making us feel shame as we destroy ourselves in this war. So all your condemning yourself for the thing you couldn't control will do is to give them greater joy and destroy your own heart. So please, Takeshi, let it go. I know it can't be easy, and I can only imagine what you saw when they were trying to turn you to darkness, but please, don't let what happened tonight destroy you. Don't let the Underworlder have that victory. I don't know what to say. I couldn't really say anything. On one level, I realized that what Asahi and Dawn were saying made sense, but at the same time, they had no idea what it was like to look at every evil your mind could conjure, to see a part of you that would gleefully commit such atrocities. Or did they? Was it possible that one of them had gone through what I had? That Asahi or Dawn had been duckling themselves? That they... Look, I know this isn't easy, but we need to get out of here. We can't risk being out here alone if the Underworlders try something again. Can you get up? Taken aback by the sudden shift in conversation, I dumbly nodded and proceeded to get back up on my feet. Dawn, I know that draining the darkness out of someone takes a lot out of you, but can you create a rabbit hole and take us back to the village? I'm not at my best right now, but yeah, I can do it. Rabbit hole? Whoa, take a picture. Alright, got it. Asahi just gave a weak smile at Dawn, placed her hand on her hips and blew a kiss, sending a stream of hearts. Whoa, pretty. The fluttering hearts rapidly circled a spot on the ground before exploding into a stream of light and a pink hole in the ground. And all the while I looked on, and my recently recovered mind required a few seconds to make sense of what I was seeing. Wait, you can create tunnels to some place like Greno? Yeah, but not as slimy. Why? I just didn't know you could do that. Well, looks like Dawn is actually as strong as one of the Underworlders, right? Dawn flashed a mildly flirty smile at this time. We haven't known each other that long, remember? There's a lot you don't know about me. Even as I suddenly considered this point, Dawn hopped into the rabbit hole and immediately disappeared from sight. All the while, Asahi gently placed one hand on my back and the other on my arm and easily guided me to the hole as well. I'm sorry about what you went through. If we could have, we would have used a rabbit hole to get you sooner, but Dawn would have to know exactly where you were in order to do that, so I nodded shakily at this, still too off to do much else. But even as I did so, something else returned to my thought and prompted me to look squarely at the woman warrior next to me. Asahi, you have to believe me. I had no idea I could do what I did with the blocks, I swear. I didn't know that I could do all that. Because if I'd known, I would have stopped the Underworlder and the Darklings before the battle could even start. I would have saved the village, I would have. Of course we believe you, silly. Staring at the sound of Dawn's voice, I looked at the rabbit hole and saw her upper body sticking out, and her arms folded before her and a knowing smirk on her face as her bunny ears stood straight up on the air. Remember, Those ears knows a fig when they hear one, and they haven't heard a single one come up from the mouth. True. Now, come on, you two. We haven't got all night. As Dawn once again disappeared into a rabbit hole, Asahi sighed and looked squarely at me. For what it's worth, I would have believed you even if Dawn hadn't been here. True. I didn't know what to say, but I just sighed and nodded and allowed myself to be guided in the rabbit hole and back to Keihi Village. Alright, no, they are going back to Keihi Village, surrounded by a lot of ducklings around them. When we returned to Keihi Village, everyone there was working full blast, both dealing with the wounded and keeping an eye on the ducklings that were still trapped within the impromptu trench I had created around the village. For a while they were still trapped, they were relentless in their attempt to try and climb their way out and get at the targets of their aggression. And as a result of this, there were no time for any discussion about my deeds during the battle. But all the same, when Liana met us, she made it very clear she would want to know exactly what happened and how I was able to accomplish something that she and every other person they knew to be completely impossible. Something that made it very difficult for me to sleep even after Dawn escorted me to a home for the night. Well, I don't think Takashi knew exactly too. Eventually, night gave way to morning, and for the second time in many days, Liana arrived at Dawn's home. Alright, just like before, I was subjected to a grueling interrogation regarding my actions and capabilities as well as my origins. And unlike the last time, there was no dodging her question, no concealing the reality of where I came from with half-truth or evasions. I had to speak the entire truth to Liana, Zen, Dawn, and Asahi about where I had came from and how I come to be here, and the fact that I had absolutely no idea how I was able to do something that no one in their world have been able to accomplish for untold years. And with every incredible word I spoke, every piece of my story that I knew I had to be impossible in their minds, I could see their incredulity mounting, is it? Incredulity mounting? Or something like that. I'll find the word. With only Dawn and her bunny ears keeping me from being accused of deceit. But that didn't stop me from being decried a lunatic. Well, true. Another world with our world nothing but some kind of game? Liana, how much longer are we going to listen to this reveling of a madman? But Takeshi saved us all last night. You saw that for yourself. Yes, I saw. But he did it by commanding the block, something that he claimed he had no idea how to do before last night. That's true. Yeah, hey, my ears aren't broken. In case you're wondering, I know the truth when I hear it. I'm not saying that he's a liar. I'm saying that someone who was thoroughly deranged and could concoct such a ludicrous story. I groaned heavily at this, having seen this situation coming from a long way off, but even as I massaged my forehead trying to think of something I could say or do, Liana gave Zen a look. Lunatic or not, what matters is that Takashi clearly believed what he's saying to be true. And more importantly, he fought to save us from the ducklings and was even able to contain many of the ducklings without killing them. True, meaning that we will have the chance to restore them to the light and return them their lives. And you would want to make an enemy of someone who could do of that? I didn't mean that, Liana. Alright, now your boss has strength, Zen. You're not very smart, eh? But I just don't see how can we accept a story like that at face value. You know what? Because Zen, your puny mind don't understand stuff, you know? Excuse me. Listen, I really don't blame you for feeling that way. I mean, I know if something like that had happened when world people would have laughed off and had me taken to the loony bin. But this is all real. I don't know how I can convince you, but it is really real. You said that your father created some kind of game device and that it brought our entire world was nothing but a game. He made an Zen, please. Takeshi, let me ask you something. Do you think that this is some kind of game? That this is some kind of illusion created by your father for someone's amusement? No, I admit at first I thought it was, and a couple of times I was so freaked out by everything that was happening, I actually found myself wishing that it was a game. I mean, no offense, but I understand. Truth be told, I found myself wishing that this whole war was nothing but an illusion of some kind, many times since it began. But I realized it's not possible. You, this world, and everyone I've met, you are all real. And everything that's happening, I've felt and gone through, there's no way it can be a game. Well, it can be, you know, but these NPCs are really, you know, very developed, right? If it's a game. So yeah, I believe, no, I know that this is real, I know it. There was a heavy silence as Liana nodded to this, pausing just long enough to glance over at Dawn and her ears before speaking again. Takeshi, while I have to admit that I'm having difficulty with everything you told me, Dawn still made clear that you're telling us the truth to the best of your ability. And so I'm going to show you that courtesy. I don't know how to help you return it home, or how we could build a device like that one that brought you here in the first place. And while I would like to be able to get you back to where you came from, I have absolutely no idea how I or anyone else here could do so. I understand. To be honest, I don't think my father or anyone back in my world would understand how this happened all or well. Wincing inwardly at this, the idea of never again being able to see my family, I did my best to shove this to the side, to try and stay focused on the matter at hand. Also, I have to be honest about this. If not for you and your ability, this village and everyone in it would have been either turned to darkness or forced to flee for our lives. And if we had run, I dreaded to think the kind of life we would have been forced to live. Always on the run, always in fear of being discovered by the underworlders and their forces, and no way to leave, and you save us from a terrible fate. You and your ability commanded blocks. It's the only reason we didn't have to lose our homes or our hearts to the darkness. Not. I really do wish I had known I could do that sooner, and believe me, you're not the only one who wish we had known in the past what we know now. Well, true, you know what, everybody wish they could know something in the future, right? But that's the past. What matters here is our futures. True, Zara appeared early this morning and reported that she and the other lurkers hadn't seen the sign of the underworlders since last night. And while they were certain to return eventually, it will take them time to round up enough ducklings to recreate a fighting force with which to challenge us again. And after learning of your abilities, I doubt they'll be willing to overtly move against us as long as you are living amongst us. However, we have already learned your abilities, though formidable, have limits. Yeah, you have to touch the blocks. You can only command the blocks when you touch other blocks, and even worse, the underworlders knows about you and your power. So while they might not be willing to attack us directly, I fear that it's only a matter of time before they make another attempt to either turn you to darkness or kill you outright. I know, I'll die before I let them put me through that again. There are plenty among us who feel the same way, but my point is, we have a common enemy, and well, what you do next is your choice, but I truly believe that we can ensure our survival of times to come by working together. True, you know what, since you have to touch a block, right, in order to command a block, why don't you just permanently, stick one of the blocks to your hand, right? Smart idea, right? But this is a game, if you stick a block to your hand, it'll be too OP, right? Too overpowered. Anyway guys, I think we're gonna approach the 50 minutes mark soon. I thank you for joining me in watching this part of Burokku Girls, and I'll see you in the next part. Don't worry, the next part will be up very, very soon. Alright, goodbye! Whoa. Did you get scared? Well, subscribe to my channel, and I promise you'll never get scared again. Or watch more videos, and you will be able to find your peace in life.